if you are silent on the matter, you are contributing to that genocide. If you post like nuanced takes, it was that you're taking both sides and you're allowing Zionist propaganda to take an effect on you. And anything that was not super pro-Palestine and even just saying like, I believe in a two-state solution seemed against Palestine and against the freedom and self-determination of the Palestinian people.
This is a brand new video of a former pro-Palestinian protester and activist who admits that she was wrong about October 7th and talks about basically some of the main talking points on this channel about how people have been propagandized and led down a path of lies. I'm the other Barak, and I'm coming to you live and direct here from the Holy Land in Israel on this beautiful Friday evening, November 21st. If you are celebrating and you're a part of the tribe, happy Shabbat Shalom. I hope you have a beautiful weekend of rest. And if you are brand new to this channel, it would mean the world if you could press that subscribe button and that bell icon so you are ready for more videos like this. Let's get it.
On October 7th, that day, I didn't truly receive a lot of information about what was going on the ground in Israel. I had initially thought Gaza got attacked with the amount of Palestinian flags that I had seen on my social media, and a lot of people showing immediate support for Palestine. And one of the things I had remembered believing was that majority of the people that were slaughtered on that day were IDF soldiers, and that it was a battle. Their justification for calling them IDF soldiers was that in Israel that there's mandatory service, and so essentially all Israelis are IDF soldiers. It was a lot of twisting the logic in order to fit a more appetizing narrative. So many leftists and so many progressives were pro-Palestine out of the gate. I just assumed that as a leftist that I should also be pro-Palestine, even if I don't know all of the facts. It felt critical to voice your opinion early and as often as possible in order to show what it means to be a true ally. And there was, in a way, a social currency of if you show your allyship, you're a true activist, you're educated, but if you are silent on the matter, you are contributing to that genocide. If you post nuanced takes, it was that you're taking both sides and you're allowing Zionist propaganda to take an effect on you. And anything that was not super pro-Palestine and even just saying I believe in a two-state solution seemed against Palestine and against the freedom and self-determination of the Palestinian people.
The end of that is so powerful because the pro-Palestine movement seems to reject any conviction of people who are supporting Israel and Israel's right to exist because they have automatically been brainwashed, which it's basically just a trigger at this point where they think that regardless of what the stance is of the pro-Israel in front of them, that they're insinuating that they have no interest in having any Palestinians here, any Muslims here. And in fact, if you go to stage 2, 3, 4, or 5 with a lot of the people like myself, you'll find that we just want peace, but we cannot have this two-state solution if it is at the expense of the safety of the ancestral home to Jewish people. And the period is there, the period is blunt, the period is bold, and it does not move. That is not something that I nor many of us are willing to waver for anymore, especially after the 7th of October. We've done a really good job on this channel of highlighting a lot of these young voices of people who, and I got to give her and all the rest of them a lot of credit, man, for being able to publicly talk about the fact that they are aware that they were wrong. This is a beautiful phenomenon that I've been talking a lot about in length on this channel, of the overly emotional and underly informed scale tipping its way over time. I'm going to clip at some point all of the times I've said that it is going to be a slow process. When you want to puncture and jackhammer and really destroy a narrative that somebody has had in their mind for so long, meaning they are stuck inside of this paradigm, you have to be very patient, especially when it comes to the Middle Eastern conflict. There is an incredible amount of patience, empathy, and strategy that go into being able to get somebody to do this video, to make a video like this. You believe it or not, it's not so easy to do shit like that. And I tip my hat off, for real. And so, because you can only imagine the backlash that she's now receiving from people who haven't reached that point. Some of them are not going to reach that point. You and I can agree, a lot of them are not going to reach that point right now for sure. But I've said this for months and probably a year at this point, that when things start to calm down in the news, excuse me, the equivalent of when, if there is a lot of volatile movement, buying, selling, irrational decision making in the stock market, when that slope starts to have this decrease, this downward slope on a graph of like things are starting to slow down, there's less activity in the market, people are starting to sort of regulate their emotions, they're being able to think more rationally. That's when people are becoming aware. They reflect on what they did in the past. They reflect on the decisions that they made, and they find where they may have gone wrong. This is a phenomenon where people are stepping outside of a paradigm, and that they are willing now to have a little bit more awareness and dialogue to people who they didn't agree with before. Period, end of story. People in the stock market saying, no, don't do it. Oh, yes, no, sell everything. You make these decisions based on emotions, and you let your emotions take the driver's seat, and then you're suddenly in the passenger seat the whole time without even realizing it. You need to slow the car down for you to be able to recognize that you're not even driving your own car anymore. That's what this is, and it's amazing. So please share this video. Shabbat shalom to everybody. There are links right below me as I'm talking right now to support me in what I'm doing. You'll see a note from me in a second about how you can do that. Have a great day. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.